to the floor.
Alright guys, and guess who's back? And today I'm going to tell you how to train for hypertrophy. Okay, so first of all, what is hypertrophy? You know, what would you say is hypertrophy? So to me, hypertrophy is how to get big or build muscle mass. Okay, so that's when you make your muscles bigger in size. Okay, so that's what a hypertrophy is. And people this will apply to is people who maybe want to be a bodybuilder, or people just in general who want to just get bigger. You know, you see it all the time. You know, people are like, oh, I just want to get bigger. I just want to, I want to be a tank. That's fair enough. You can be, if you follow these guidelines. I mean, I'm not going to be able to take you through every single step of the way. You know, in terms of, oh, do this, do that. I'm going to give you a good set of guidelines, a good set of how to do this and that, and how to set yourself up to do it, and to do it properly. Okay, so that is what a hypertrophy is. And I'm going to delve a little bit into the unknown to me. Well, I say it's a little bit unknown, but it's the psychology behind hypertrophy. Okay, now you've got 3 somatotypes first of all. Okay, and these are ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Okay, ectomorph is your skinny type of person, or your skinny body frame. Okay, and then you've got your mesomorph, which is your muscular type. So this is all to do with genetics as well. So this one mesomorph is muscular. So a good example of this is, say, Usain Bolt. Yeah, muscular, broad, that type of thing. Then you've got your endomorph, which is your big type of, well, it's more along the lines of your fat type of person. But these 3 are part of your genetics as well. So you to be honest, you can actually have all 3, little bits of all 3. And I'm going to leave a link to a website where you can check check which somatotype you are. All right. So yeah, that's the 3. Ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Okay, now a good way to remember this for future reference is endomorph, house end, so big person, and mesomorph is muscular. Okay, and then obviously ectomorph is the one that you haven't sort of said anything about, so that's the one that's left. Alright, so yeah, it's not going to be an easy thing if you are an ectomorph, which is the skinny guy or skinny girl, because that's just, your body might not be suited to it. But however, any 3 of these, if you might have to graft a little bit harder, but if you really want it and you're really determined and desire to do it, then I'm sure you will put that extra 10% in here and there where you need to. Maybe that extra 20% for some people. But that's just what you've got to do for what you want. And I hope that's exactly what you do get out of this at the end. So yeah, you need to consider, you need to be able to convince your body you can do it. So you need to sort of try and push past a couple of boundaries and stuff like that, especially for your body to synthesize properly as well, in order to sustain and begin to build more muscle mass. You must be careful when you consider your training stimulus though. You need to go to the doctors first to make sure that you've got no issues. I always say this to everybody, get yourself screened, get yourself checked out, make sure there's no horrible joints or anything, because all it takes is for you to do a dodgy rep on something and that's it, you're totally out. And you could be out for ages as well. Then you've got to start all over again, and it's just going to get worse and worse. So yeah, so that's a little bit of the psychology behind it. So let's get into how to actually build it. So how should we put our plan together? Okay, so firstly you need to look at exercises which involve a lot of mass. Okay, and these are, for example, a deadlift or squats, because these are exercises that work more than one muscle type. So they're very, very good as well, especially if you've got the good technique for it. then you're going to be able to do it easy. You're going to be able to smash them. But you need to know progressions as well. So, for example, a progression to a squat would be a weighted squat. So that's if you can do a squat, do that. An alternative would be the leg press. And you can also regress as well. If you can't quite do one, then you can always regress, which is where you could say sit on your chair or sit on your bed and just practice getting up on that. And that gives you sort of a feel of how to do it. And then you go into a normal squat, unassisted, then you go into a one with weight, and there, that's how you do it. But you need to know where you are in terms of exercises first. So I would say give yourself your own induction first. After you've had your induction at the gym and everything, make sure that you can, you know what exercise you're good at, you know what exercise you're not good at, you know what weights you're good at and what you're not, what exercise you like and don't. And go from there. Give yourself your own little feel, because then that personalises it more to you. Instead of me just telling you, oh, I'll do this exercise, do that one. If you want to do this properly and you want to do it sort of unassisted without a trainer, that's fine. But you need to research a little bit as well, because that's going to be the hard part. Because obviously our personal trainer's researched it and knows everything. That's their job. Their job is to train you in a personal manner to get your body from, say, fit to fat. The other way from that. You don't want that, unless that's what you train for. But you want it from fat to fit, or you want it, you want a good end result at the end of it. And in terms of muscular, whatever it is you want, that's your person you go to. However, like I say, if you don't have the money for it and you want to do it yourself, it's still going to cost you quite a bit in terms of the nutrition. But I'm going to be leaving links in the description for different for nutrition and all them sorts of things. Okay. So you need to make sure you have a good variety of nutrients on a regular basis. Okay, so make sure you get all your macronutrients in, and try and get all of your micronutrients in if possible. So your macros is your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates. But you're going to be wanting plenty of proteins. But it depends on your body type as well. Some people react better to carbohydrates. Some people react better to fats. So this is a generalized thing, This is for say anybody. This isn't stable, This isn't just for me. This isn't just for you. It isn't just for anybody, specifically. It's in general, Any boy or girl who wants to do this. Okay. So also another thing which is common is people saying, "Oh, I'm going to train every single day. I'm going to do this, do that." I admire that. I think that's a hell of a lot of work as well to be putting in to do that. It shows you're determined. But it also shows that you're not really going to get anything from it. So you don't want to be doing it more than 3 times or 3 days a week. You don't want to be going to the gym or whatever training you're doing for more than 3 days a week. 3 days in a row, okay? Without a break or a rest day, So that's something to consider. Personally, what I do is I do 3 days on. So I'd say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on, then say Thursday off, then Friday, Saturday on, and Sunday off. I do 3 days on, 1 day off, and then I do 2 days on, 1 day off. But that's just how my, sort of my lifestyle and everything works around that. But for yourself, you might want to do, say, you might want to do the same thing. You might want to just do 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. That is completely fine, but don't do more than 4 days in a row, and don't have a rest day of more than 2 days in a row either. Okay? And also to tie in with that, you want to make sure that your exercise duration, or for how long you go to do that exercise, that session, is no longer than an hour. So I would say a good estimate is between 45 minutes and 60 minutes. That's an ideal time frame to get all of what you need to do and get it smashed. Okay. When you are training, make sure you are using a heavy resistance. So that's going to be using 85% of your heart rate. And also you want to be doing a 1 rep max too. Okay. So what else do we need to consider? Alright. You can use a sort of a moderate to high volume when you're training, but you want to be doing multiple sets too. Alright, so you want to be doing say 3 or more sets. I'd say the most sets would be 6. And you're going to get down to that later on because I've got some guidelines as well. And that's going to sort of help you out how to get there. Alright. So yeah, and your resting period shouldn't be more than, say, 1 minute training and then 1 minute off, like 1 minute rest in between your sets. Even 1.5 minutes, that's completely fine. Okay. So moving on further down to avoiding, you want to avoid stress as well in all ways you can. So you need to find something good to do to sort of help yourself relax, especially when you come from work. You know, if you say you've had a crap day, your boss has been really having to go at you all day, or you just had loads and loads of coursework, or loads of assignments, or whatever it may be, that's going to cause you stress. You need to find a way to sort of get rid of that stress, or sort of minimise it. And personally, for me, I do yoga to minimise that. So if I'm feeling really stressed, or if I'm feeling really at least I'm doing something. I'm doing a bit of yoga. You know, I'm sort of training my mind to be relaxed and zen, but I'm also stretching as well. So I'm getting some good movement and leverage out of me joints and everything as well. You know, it's win-win. I'd recommend it as well. I'm going to put a link to a yoga app as well for your phone and your iPad as well in this description. So yeah, I'm going to make sure everything's covered for you, because I know what it's like. This is the whole reason why I started this page, because I know exactly what it's like when you don't know what you're doing, but you don't necessarily want to ask anybody, but you want to know. You know, if that makes sense. So like, say for me, I wanted to know how to get absolutely massive. I wanted to know how to get ripped and everything, you know, when I was a kid, but I didn't want to ask because I just didn't want to be sort of, I don't know, I just didn't want to ask anybody or anything. I wanted to find out on my own, and then results would show everything type of thing. You know, so I know what it's like for people who are out there who are like that, and that's exactly why this page is up for. It's exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I know it helps and I know it works. Okay, so another thing you want to consider is spiking your insulin levels. Okay, so you can also research how to spike insulin levels. There's a little bit of homework for you. So yeah, spiking insulin levels and why you want to do that. Because your insulin may enhance your post workout. So basically, if you spike your insulin, which you're going to research, I know you are, after you've done your workout, it could help. It could help you in the long run. Okay. So that's another thing to consider. And finally, out of the tips I've got for you, to promote a sort of an anabolic or a growth response, you want to make sure that you consume a good amount of high glycemic index carbohydrates. Okay, that's either a snack or a drink, to generate the insulin spike. Well, I've given it away now, so you don't have to Google it. If you've already Googled it, good. Shows you determined, shows you really want it. So yeah, if you want to promote an insulin spike, you want to be eating foods with a high glycemic index. And a high glycemic index is a complex carbohydrate. Okay. And if you look into my video about carbohydrates, in fact, I'll put all my nutritional videos in the description as well, and it should help you out a lot. Okay, so that's carbohydrates. And if you're just joining this video, you know you've found it from somewhere else. I recommend checking out all the rest of the videos that are on nutrition, or even exercise how-tos, because it's good information. It's legit. You know, I'm trained and qualified to give all this information, and that's what for. I want to see people get results. I want to see people come and ask me questions and come and ask me this and that, because that's what I want to do in my future. You know, so I want to be a PT. If anything, I want to be the best PT I possibly can be. I want to know all the ins and outs. I want to know different tips and secrets, and I want to know little things that nobody would even consider. You know, but that's just me. I'm motivated and I'm ready to do it. Okay, so that's what you want to do as well. All right. So I'll be leaving all the videos and everything in the description. That's going to be necessary for you for this. And now on to the bit where everyone's thinking, yes, this is exactly what I want. I want this. So it's guidelines to help you. All right. Good guideline to help you out. All right. So now the intensity should be between moderate and high, and you want to have a load of 1 rep, of a 1 rep max, and your heart rate is going to be between 67 to 85%. Okay, this is one guideline. Your rep range wants to be between 6 to 12 reps in that set. Okay, and you want to be resting between where your rest wants to be between like set 1 and 2 minutes. 2 minutes rest. So if you want to do one set, 2 minutes rest. Okay, and your set per this exercise will be 3 to 6, like I was saying before. Your frequency per muscle, 1 to 2 times a week. So frequency per muscle is basically, if you're going to work your legs, say you want to work your legs 1 week, you'll be able to do it twice. That's what it's basically saying. If you want to work your legs, you can do that twice, 1 to 2 times a week. Alright? But you want to make sure you balance out your workout. So if you're going to work your core, you're going to work your abs, you're going to work your chest, make sure you work your back as well. It's the same with your biceps. Make sure you work your triceps too. Keep it balanced. Keep it in and out. Don't make it all just one thing. You see some people are just like, I'm just going to train chest. I'm going to train everything upper body, and the legs they're like chicken legs. It's just, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But that's just the desirable muscles. Oh, sorry. So, and your workout type should be a split routine, which, like I was just saying before, so that means that your routine wants to be, say one exercise session should be like upper body, and the next one will be, say, lower body. Alright, that's what a split routine is. And that is everything that you're going to need for this. Yeah, that's everything covered. Alright, I'll go over the guidelines again because I think I might have missed a couple of things, so I'll go over it again. Alright, so your intensity when you're at your session wants to be between moderate and high. Okay, and your load wants to be a 1 rep max, which is between 67 to 85% of your heart rate. Alright, and your rep range, so how many reps you're going to do, repetitions, is between 6 to 12. Your rest in between the sets is going to be 2 minutes, so 2 minutes per rest of each set. And your sets are going to be between 3 and 6. And your frequency per muscle is 1 to 2 times a week. Okay, so if you want to do legs one day, do it. If you want to do it the next day, do it. If you want to do it the third day, no. 1 to 2 days is enough. Alright, but if you're going 3 days a week, that's okay. Do legs one day, do upper the next day, do legs the day after that, and then rest, and then continue it on. That's completely up to you. That's just the suggestion. You might have a different agenda. Alright, and make sure it is a split routine as well. Alright, so you're focusing on, say, upper one week, and then not 1 week. One day you're focusing on upper, and then the next day you're focusing on legs. Alright, or you might want to do front. You want to do front one day, back the next, and then just full legs the next day after that. There's a couple of different combinations like that. It's completely up to you. If you're doing 3 days, then do something like that if you want. If you're doing 4 days, then do, like, say, 1 day upper, 1 day legs, another upper, and the next day legs, and then rest. But yeah, I'm going to leave the description for all these videos for all these videos that I'm being talked about. They're all going to be in the description. Everything's going to be there. And yeah, check it out. And I hope this video has helped you. This is the basics on how to sort of help yourself build hypertrophy, build muscle. And either way, you'll have learned something if you watch this video. If you didn't know what a hypertrophy was, you do now. And if you didn't know how to train for it, you do now. Okay? So that's the end of the video. So I'm going to wrap it up now. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. And we will go on this next adventure, this next video, and we'll go through it all again. Alright? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week.